Hello and welcome to Football Daily for our look at 10 players who could be available on pre-contract agreements come January. There were loads of players to choose from, so let us know who interests you the most and who you want to see join your club. Let's go. 10. Evan Ndicka. Just 23 years old, centre-back Evan Ndicka has already established himself amongst the elite in the Bundesliga. Eintracht Frankfurt signed the Paris-born defender from Ligue 2 side Auxerre in 2018 and he immediately became a starter, racking up 36 appearances in his debut campaign in Germany just as a teenager. Since then, Ndicka has gone from strength to strength. He's made over 160 appearances for Diabla, thanks to a career average of 3 defensive actions a game, peaking last season at 3.5 per 90 as his side won the Europa League, the club's first continental trophy since 1980. This run also saw the 6'4" Frenchman win a massive 3.5 aerial duels a match. West Ham, who Frankfurt beat en route to glory last year, have been credited with interest, whilst Premier League leaders Arsenal are also said to be keeping an eye on Ndicka. However, the German side will hope the fact they are flying high in the Bundesliga and impressing in Europe once more will work in their favour during negotiations. Otherwise, he could be on the move to even bigger things. 9. Ben Brereton Díaz. You all should know the story by now. In 2021, the Stoke-on-Trent born forward was approached by Chile to play international football after the South Americans discovered his eligibility on Football Manager. Brereton added his mother's maiden name to his shirt, becoming Brereton Díaz, then went on to shine at the Copa America. Such a stunning rise thrust the championship forward into the global spotlight, and he hasn't disappointed. He ended last season with 22 league goals for Blackburn and has motored on to 9 from 21 games in the current campaign. That's despite a summer of speculation that saw interest from Fulham, Nice and the Spanish pair of Sevilla and Celta Vigo in the 23-year-old. Blackburn rejected any advances for their star striker, but will be powerless to stop him leaving at the end of the season. If the same European sides come calling again, then they could bag themselves a bargain. Otherwise, the Rovers may have little choice but to sell Brereton Díaz for what they can this winter. 8. Memphis Depay. Over the summer, Memphis Depay reiterated his desire to remain at Barcelona, amid rumours the club wanted to move him on to ease their financial woes. The Dutchman's eagerness was met with the club signing Robert Lewandowski and Rafinha, relegating him to a supporting role. The 28-year-old appeared in just 3 of 8 matches before injury struck, ruling him out since September, but fortunately not serious enough for him to miss the World Cup. However, that shouldn't detract from his success in recent campaigns. No Barcelona player scored more than his 13 goals across all competitions in 21-22, and let's not forget he netted 22 times in his final campaign with Lyon the year before. It's hard to see Memphis wanting to stay as a bench option at the Camp Nou next season, which will make the forward a free agent for the second time in 3 summers. Whilst there might be doubts about his fitness record, his international tally of 22 goals in 26 games since the start of 2021 for the Orange shows he's more than capable of competing consistently at the top level. 7. Yann Sommer. Since signing with Borussia Monchengladbach from FC Basel in 2014, Yann Sommer has only missed 10 Bundesliga matches. And he's been a man mountain between the sticks. Between 2017 and 2020, Sommer maintained a colossal save rate of 75%. That's up to 80% this term, despite the fact he's facing a career-high 6 shots on target per 90. His clean sheets have helped stabilise a Gladbach side who endured a miserable 2021-22 and were expected to struggle again under Daniel Farke this term. For Switzerland, he is also hugely impressive. On 80 caps, he's appeared in 3 World Cups and 1 European Championship, famously saving from Mbappe to knock France out on penalties at Euro 2020. But his career could be set for a drastic change. The 33-year-old's contract in Germany expires this summer, and although he has signalled his desire to stay, nothing yet has materialised. Nice tried to poach Sommer in August before signing Kasper Schmeichel instead, and plenty of clubs will be interested in his services. Just take Manchester United, their latest side linked with the Bully veteran. We still reckon Sommer will stay at Borussia Park, but anything can happen. 6. Stefan de Vrij. Inter Milan face the awkward prospect of not one, but 2 of their main centre-halves leaving for nothing in the summer. First up is Milan Skriniar, who was heavily linked with a big money move to PSG last August. The French outfit ultimately backed out from paying over £60 million for the Slovakian, and Skriniar has continued on as an integral figure at San Siro, earning more minutes than any defender this term. This has led to renewed belief that he could sign a contract extension, although Tuttosport claim PSG will tempt Inter's resolve once more this winter with a bid in the region of £20 million. Skriniar's future remains in the balance, however his defensive partner Stefan de Vrij looks far less likely to stay. It's been reported that the Dutchman also wants to continue with the Nerazzurri, but the Italian broadcaster Sports Mediaset claim his requests for a bumper new deal have gone nowhere, with contracts for Skriniar and the veteran forward Evan Ndicka prioritised ahead of him. It's no secret that Inter need to sell to keep their books in order, so any interest in the 30-year-old could trigger a January move. 5. N'Golo Kante. Ever since arriving in England from Chilean in 2015, N'Golo Kante has been a sensation. First, he anchored Leicester to an unbelievable title win before going on to win a Champions League, a Europa League and an FA Cup with Chelsea. And during it all, he helped France to World Cup glory. It only helped cement his status as one of the greatest defensive midfielders of his era. But his 7th campaign in Chelsea Blue could be his last, with contract talks yet to produce anything of note. Reports suggest Kante wants to stay with the West Londoners, however a miserable injury record has left Chelsea hesitant to give the Frenchman an extended deal. Kante missed 50 matches with various problems between 2019 and 2022 and has already sat out over 20 games with a hamstring issue this season. The Telegraph believe Todd Boehly will try and sign up both Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham in the summer, an expensive dream that will leave little room in the budget for Kante. At 31, Kante should still have a few good years ahead of him, they just might not be at Stamford Bridge. 4. Konrad Laimer. In the summer, there was a lot of noise surrounding the future of Konrad Laimer. The Austrian midfielder was a key target of his former coach Julian, who wanted to bring him from RB Leipzig to Bayern Munich. However, the Red Bull outfit resisted, even rejecting a bid worth a reported €24 million including add-ons. But Leipzig's stubbornness may have been a blessing in disguise for the Bavarians, who will have the opportunity to sign Laimer for free at the end of the season. That is, unless he secures a move in the January window. Team Talk and various other outlets are reporting that Liverpool could move for the 25-year-old defensive machine when the January window opens, and Leipzig could be more inclined to sell Laimer now than to a team that isn't their domestic rivals. And one thing working against Laimer is his lack of fitness. Ligament issues means he hasn't featured since September the 10th and isn't scheduled to return until the new year. This may put off any potential buyers in January, setting up a race for his signature come the end of the campaign. 3. Wilfried Zaha. For the second time in his career, the end looks close for Wilfried Zaha at Crystal Palace. The 30-year-old is finally approaching the end of the contract he signed back in May 2017, which has allowed the Eagles to rebuff any interest in their star forward. Everton reportedly bid £70 million for the Ivorian in the summer of 2019, around the same time Arsenal tried to tempt Zaha away, but despite his desire to leave, Palace stayed firm. To Zaha's credit, his performances have always remained strong regardless of speculation surrounding his future. He's hit double figures in 3 out of the last 4 campaigns and ended last season with 14 goals in the Premier League. And on 6 already this term, Zaha is showing that he could be a major asset for whoever gets hold of him. Palace boss Patrick Vieira has not given up hope of keeping him at Selhurst Park, admitting they will do whatever it takes to tempt him to stay. But with this looking like Zaha's final opportunity to play elite football in the Champions League, the Eagles' hopes look in vain. 2. Youri Tieleman. In some ways, it's surprising that Youri Tieleman is still with Leicester City. The 25-year-old is approaching 4 years with the Foxes, moving permanently following a successful loan spell in 2019, but he has found himself the subject of many a rumour in almost every window since, and it's easy to see why. He has a superb passing range and is often tasked with starting Leicester's attacks, having completed 87% of his attempts this campaign. And the Belgian international doesn't shy away defensively either, ranking in the top 15% of midfielders in Europe with 2.8 tackles a game. Then there's his experience. Despite being just 25, Tieleman will likely eclipse 500 senior club and international appearances before the end of this season, having made his debut almost a decade ago. Having already indicated he doesn't intend to sign a contract extension at the King Power Stadium, Tieleman is certainly highly sought after, with Arsenal, Barcelona and Real Madrid all linked with the former Anderlecht and Monaco man. The question is simply whether they will wait to sign him on a free in the summer or choose to make a move next month instead. If we were Leicester, we keep hold of him for now. 1. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is loving life in Paris under Christophe Galtier. After posting just the 6 goals and 14 assists in Ligue 1 last term, a figure some considered underwhelming, this season the Argentine has motored onto 17 goal involvements in 13 Ligue 1 appearances. He leads Europe's top 5 leagues for goal-creating actions, through balls and progressive passes, and has registered more shots on target than anyone in France. Alongside Neymar and Mbappe, it's hard to see anyone stopping Le Rouge et Bleu dominating once more. Unsurprisingly, PSG want the 35-year-old to stay beyond the expiration of his contract this summer. Their president, Nasser Al-Khelaifi, has cut a relaxed figure when questioned by the press, recently telling TalkSport Messi was happy in Paris. However, rumours are growing that Barcelona may try and tempt back their golden boy to the Camp Nou. But a bigger threat could come from the USA. It's already been reported that Messi will become the best paid player in MLS history should he agree on a move, with David Beckham's Inter Miami leading the charge. Either way, it looks like Argentina's captain has a big decision to make. So that was 10 pre-contract players your club should sign. What do you make of our list? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, smash the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of our amazing content. We'll see you next time.